Crying, crying, all night crying. When will you stop crying? Let's talk. Welcome back to Pocketbook Pediatrics. I'm Dr. Rachel Ann Brown, and as usual, I'm always so happy to have you here with me today. So today we're going to talk about crying. There are so many different reasons why babies cry. They cry when they're hungry, they cry when they're wet, they cry sometimes just because they need a little bit of company. It's the only way that they know how to communicate with us, and so that's what they do. But we're going to talk about more than just crying, about excessive crying and what we find with colic or infantile colic, you might hear your pediatrician say. So it's not something we've fully wrapped our heads around as to what really causes colic or why it causes crying. And there aren't really any associations that have been found. It's not more in boys or girls, nothing really associated with the parents' age or where they live or anything like that. Although one association has been studied, which is that of exposure to cigarette smoke, and it seems that in this particular case study that babies who are exposed to cigarette smoke have more incidents of colic, but it's not anything concrete. And it's something to think about, but not really an answer. But there are some things that we have noted to be related to colic that we can pin down, and that's this. It tends to occur for 3 hours a day for at least 3 days per week. And to say that it's colic, we have to say that it's happening for at least 3 weeks. Now, colic may start as early as 2 weeks old and may last all the way up to 4 months old. And that is quite a span of time to be dealing with it. But know that colic is very common. It's not something that you're going through and you're the only one. There are many others who have had the experience and who can be able to encourage you if you reach out for help. So what can we do? Well, of course, talk to your pediatrician. If you really do think that your baby is having an excessive amount of crying, well, it would be important for us to be able to make sure that nothing else is happening, like an infection or something irritating baby that we actually can do something about. Now, when you go to your pediatrician, what can you expect? Well, of course, we're going to ask some questions to rule out those things. So we want you to take careful note of things like the baby's feeding pattern. Are there any changes? Is baby refusing feed or having vomit or loose stool? Does baby have a puffy belly? Is baby losing weight? So those are things that you can take note of so that we can have a full picture of what's happening. We're also going to do a careful examination, and we're going to look from head to toe. Now, a baby with colic has a normal examination, so we'd not be expecting to find anything, but we look carefully for any signs of infection. So we will check ears, mouth, and nose as well. And we'll also look for any signs of anything irritating. So sometimes it's an eyelash. Sometimes accidentally a hair may get wrapped around baby's toes or fingers. And we'll also be careful to check in the diaper area for boys and girls, because there can sometimes be hernias that are stuck that are causing baby to have pain. And for boys, we'll definitely check the testes or the balls and the ball sack to make sure that nothing is wrong there that could be causing pain. So when do you seek help? If baby is having any of those things we said before, any vomiting, any fever, loss of appetite, and is looking poorly, that's the time to seek help. Or if you are uncomfortable, reach out to your pediatrician. And there's no medication that is prescribed for a baby who has colic that has found to be effective and safe. It's just something that will run its course and will get better over time on its own. So what can you really do? Well, reach out for help. So reach out to your community of aunts, uncles, grandparents, anyone who you trust who can help you in taking turns to take care of your baby so that you can get some much needed rest. And if you have no one to call upon at that time, it's okay to put baby down in a safe place. So in their crib, which has a firm mattress, a fitted sheet, no extra pillows or toys or anything else that's loose in the crib. Put them on their back and take a step away so that you can get a short but much needed break. Okay, so remember, colic is very common. It's not something that you have to feel like you're in it alone. Reach out to your community for help. We're here to help you. And that being said, we love to hear from you here at Pocketbook Pediatrics. You encourage me, and you never know who else you're encouraging if you're going through it or you've been through it when you leave your story or a word of encouragement. Thank you so much. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. God bless.